Hello, this is Alex with Sweeney Sports and Catch Happy, and today I'm going to give you a August 2024 Napa fishing report. We're going to cover Lake Berryessa, we're going to cover Napa River, and we're going to cover Putah Creek for fly fishing as well. We just moved to a new location. This is a brand new studio, so adventures take different shapes, and we just had an incredible month of a lot of work, a lot of effort to move the whole shop, double in size. So come see us at 835 Lincoln here in Napa, or on catchhappy.co or sweeneysports.com. Now, let's start with Napa River and what's fishing there. So we're coming into August. This is late July here, but the August is going to be one of the best. August, September, and maybe part of October, it's going to be one of the best fishing opportunities for striper on Napa River. Now, there's always fish in Napa River. Stripers are coming in to feed, and every part of the year is decent. You can always find stripers if you know what you're doing and you've been fishing for a while. But now, for the next month and a half, 2 months or so, 2.5 months, they're coming in to breed, they're coming in to spawn, and we're gonna have a lot of them in the system, and they're gonna be some really nice fishing opportunities. So let's start with, I'm gonna cover bank fishing, I'm gonna cover trawling on the boat. Okay, so first of all, this video might be a little bit long, maybe say 10 minutes. I want to cover a lot of different aspects of August fishing, and I'm also going to show you some of the stuff that I recommend. And you don't have to buy them from Sweeney's, but of course we appreciate if you do. But if you don't, that's okay. You can go get them elsewhere, but this stuff are the stuff that works. Okay, so let's start with trawling for striper. Of course, I'm going to say that the best recommendation I have for you is to arm yourself with 2 or 3 or 4 of these lures. They're called Wild Things. We custom make it here at Sweeney's. We've been doing it for 53 years, and we figured out what those stripers like. We put just this P-line Predator. There's nothing special about it except that we put treatments on the tail and on the end. You put some scent on them, okay? You troll them behind the boat. Now, this particular one is called Italian Stallion. This one is called Sunrise. If you only have 2, those are the 2 I would have in your arsenal. This has been the top producer, no question about it. Somehow, the stripers in Napa River, Sacramento River, the Bay, they love this thing. Okay, and the tactics with these are you want to troll them in more of a shallow water, believe it or not. So this dives about 12 feet down with this big bill right here. It's a deep diver. I usually troll them about 80 to 160 feet behind my boat at about 4 to 5 miles an hour in 8 foot of water, 6 foot of water, no problem. Because what it does is when you troll these, they dig into the ground, they release all kinds of silt and very distinct sound, and stripers just can't, they just can't ignore it. They go after it and they attack it. Another staple for striper fishing in Napa River and beyond is this Aruku shad, 75. They come in various colors. I love the gold, but I have all the colors, and you got to keep changing them. Same thing, but I would troll this one 125 to 170 feet behind the boat, and go again, same 4 to 5 miles an hour ground speed. You will get hooked up. Again, put some scent on them, fresh scent, right before you release, and you will do really well with these little lures. So I have 2 different colors to show you, but you should have multiple colors in your tackle box, because a lot of times fish will key in on a certain color and only that color will work. And then you want to have that available, as once you find what works. Just keep taking pass to the same place with the same lure, and you keep getting them. That's how it's going to be. So that's as far as striper. Now, as far as a trolling rod, I would recommend this fairly inexpensive and really, really good Akuma Celilo. It's 9 foot, medium heavy power, really nice flexible tip. So you can see your hookups. It loads up nicely under the trolling pressure, and then you have decent backbone. This thing is $64.99. Super light, super good rod. I recommend this for trolling, for striper. We have high-end rods, we have lower-end rods, but this is for $65. You can't go wrong with it. So if you're bank fishing for striper, that's also a very, very good time. Same thing. I would troll this rattle traps or go, aruku shad, spros. I would cast those and retrieve, right? Also, these storm swim baits. In fact, we have a variety of swim baits here in the shop that specifically we know that work in Napa River for striper, but this is kind of what you want to have in your tackle box if you're bank fishing. Now, if you're bait fishing for striper, you want to use a nice setup for yourself. This would be a good one. So we have a Penn Battle 3 combo. It's $179. It's quality all around. It's a one piece though, that's the only downside, but the upside is the feel is great, but this is like literally built for striper. It will also work for your catfish and carp applications on Berryessa, which I'll talk about in just a moment. Another option for striper is the Sakuma Avenger combo. This one's $119, a little bit less. Again, really good stick to just and reel combo that you can take with you. It's a two-piece, this one, so it folds, but this one's got a bait runner, which could be a useful feature when you're bait fishing. Okay, so that covers Napa River. Get ready for an exciting next, 60 to 90 days, right? I'm super excited. Now let's talk about Lake Berryessa. So Lake Berryessa has been fishing fantastically, phenomenally. I mean, look at Big Nate's. If you just go to Facebook and check out the Lake Berryessa fishing group, you'll see Big Nate is a guide, and he posts these reports, and it's limits every time. And now we're fishing for kokanee as well. So I want to show you some of the gear that I recommend for, and some of the tactics and strategies for trout and kokanee on Lake Berryessa. Let's start with trout. So there's a strain of Eagle Lake trout that's been planted there, and they're, they can go big, 10 pounds, maybe even more. And most anglers get them with these speedy shiners, okay? This particular one is called Fire Tiger. That's the color pattern. And this thing works 1/6 of an ounce. These things work like charm. And so you direct tie them to the end of the line, 8-pound line or so, lighter rod, and you want to put it on a downrigger and go 40 feet down or more, right? You have to have a fish finder because you can mark them. Once you mark them, you can get right down to them, and once you get right down to them, they eat it. You want to go between 1.6 to 2.2 miles an hour, just depending, for these trout, and these things work really well. We're fully stocked here at Sweeney Sports, but you can get these things anywhere. Gold Speedy Shiners, again, you want to have a variety of colors in your tackle box, because a lot of times these fish will key in on certain color pattern, and you're going to keep getting them with that color and nothing else. Sometimes everything, absolutely everything, gets bit, but you want to have a variety. So troll these, 150 to 200 feet behind your boat. Go to, start 1.2 maybe to 2.2 miles an hour. Just vary your speed, vary your depth, and see where you get bit. Once you get bit, that's the formula. Now keep going, take pass through the same area, and you're gonna keep getting bit. The lake is a little bit busy. There's a lot of boats out there. Get out there early, get on your fishing grounds, find the marks, get after them. Literally everybody's catching fish right now. So it's a fantastic time of the year. One other thing I'm going to tell you about is this laser minnow. So this is a jig, and the way to fish this, if you just can't get them on the trawl, or you just want to stop and have fun, when you see fish below you on your fish finder, you want to drop this thing. It's pretty heavy, so this one is 1 ounce. It will drop and it will imitate, it will drop like this fluttering. It will imitate injured shad, and it would do a fantastic job getting those fish to bite. It could be crappie, it could be bluegill, they could be bass, they could be trout, they could be catfish. Okay, everything. You can catch everything with laser minnow, and that thing is incredible. Now, if you don't have a downrigger, don't give up completely, because there are opportunities to troll down to 40 feet, maybe even more, with lead core line, and we do have that available here at Sweeney's, and we can kind of talk you through what that may look like. A lot of kayakers, a lot of guys who don't usually fish downriggers, don't want to buy them, fish lead core and fish successfully. The whole idea is the line is heavy, it sort of drops on you, and it gives you the right depth, and boom, you have your fishing opportunity without a downrigger. Now let's talk about kokanee. Okay, kokanee, Berryessa has been dry for kokanee for 2 years, and I couldn't wait. I just couldn't wait for them to show up, and they did. And people are catching them now, and you can go catch kokanee yourself. They're one of the most delicious fish you can find, and they're incredible fun to catch, but they're deep. Right, they'll be between 60 to 120 feet down. Again, you have to follow the marks. That one, you can't really use lead core. I mean, you can, but for the most part, it's a downrigger game with a good fish finder. Once you find those marks, you see that fish down, drop like a J&J Dodger. You should have multiple colors. You know, the pinks, the yellows, the greens. All this, variation of colors, so you can again try different things. So the idea is you hook up a Dodger to your line, and then you'll have one of these. Let's say this is a Hornet leader with 2 hooks and an orange colored little flutter. You put corn, shoe peg corn, marinated in tuna oil on the tips of those 2 hooks, and you send it off, behind the boat, 50, 60, 80, 100 feet, and drop it down to 80 to 100, and then you'll be dining on beautiful kokanee if you do everything right. So an example would be, all these different leaders. This particular one is, it's pink, and it's different variation. It's different, a little bit different action. And there's this hoochies, look like a squid kind of thing. So all these are here available at Sweeney Sports. You can buy them anywhere else again. But with the kokanee, the game for kokanee is the flasher, leader, and these things already come pre-made with the leader. So all you have to do is just clip it to the flasher, and you're ready to go. Okay. So you should have a variety of these in your tackle box. If you bring 1 or 2, you lose one, you're done. Or if you're not getting bites, well, it's because you're not varying, you're not experimenting, you're not trying different things. You have to constantly experiment. As far as rods for kokanee, Akuma Kokanee Black. I mean, really, you don't have to go very far to find excellent kokanee rods, and these are great price point. These are $109.99, and you see how whippy that is? I don't know if you can see that. You need really, really lightweight rod, and hopefully one made for kokanee, because they have very, very soft lips. So if you have a stick that doesn't have a lot of give, you'll just rip the lips off of them and lose the fish. I also wanted to give you an idea for like a really good, inexpensive rod for trolling for trout on Lake Berryessa. This one is $59.99. It's Akuma Scimitar. I'm sorry, Shimano scimitar, and this is really exceptional one. This particular one, I got to read you the stats because there's a lot of scimitars out there. This one is 7 foot length, and the model number is SMS 702. SMS 70M2C. Okay, that's a really good trolling rod for trout. We have a lot more choices here at Sweeney Sports. And now let me have a friend of mine, an expert fly fisherman, Cole Kipsey, to come up here and talk to us a little bit about fly fishing on Putah Creek.
Alrighty, at least for this time of year out at Putah Creek, the flows are generally going to be higher this time of year, so anywhere from that 500 CFS all the way up to even 800 is, I'd say, that average that you're going to find the flows at. With that being said, the creek changes a lot as the flows change. So those fish are going to want to more so hunker down behind those bigger boulders, get away from that fast current so they're not expending all that energy sitting in fast current for all these little bugs when they could just be sitting behind a rock, not really working too hard and getting plenty of food throughout the day. And at least with the name of the game at Putah is small bugs usually get bit. So generally, you're, at least this time of year when I'm fishing out there, I'm making sure I'm getting down into the bottom on the rocks, bouncing off of it, so I know that I'm in the zone where those fish are going to be at. And at least for fly choice, it's pretty much this time of year your tried and trues, your zebra midges and black, brown, gray, red. Those are pretty much my go-tos. And then if you see some bugs moving, maybe changing that up to like a WD-40 or like a Jujubatus, something like that. That's got a little bit of flash, a little bit of that next step in that bug's evolution. Nothing really on dry flies. I mean, that's the name of the game at Putah at least, but at least for any other flies, if you see any caddis going off at that time, it'd be worth a shot tying on like maybe one of the Fox's caddis pupas. But other than that, it's going to be a lot of your small, tiny tailwater bugs, including like your classic pheasant tail nymph, or even a flashback if it's a little sunnier. And at least for action out there, those fish are going to be more spread out because there is more water, and Putah has plenty of boulders for them to hide all throughout. So it's just getting out there and plucking away at all those rocks, finding where they're hiding behind.
And if you'd like to stop by, check our new location here at Napa, 835 Lincoln. Glad to welcome you here in the shop. Or you can go to catchhappy.co.co for some of these trolling lures and advice, and also adventure videos. They're all out there. Okay, check out our YouTube, and most importantly, go get yourself an adventure. Life is short. Time is your biggest asset. My job is to help you slow it down. So go out there, have a great time. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.